How to fix Shift and Control keys, changing ABS and TCS settings. Welcome back to Tenebalta. During our recent deep dive diagnostics, our team encountered a highly frustrating anomaly in Assetto Corsa, where pressing the Shift and Control keys spontaneously alters the anti-lock braking system and traction control settings. This unintended crossover can completely ruin your lap times, often occurring without warning during intense shifting or braking zones. Tenebalta's analysis revealed several underlying configuration conflicts triggering this behavior, and we have developed a definitive, step-by-step methodology to eliminate it permanently. The very first step in our troubleshooting protocol is to perform a complete system reboot. Our testing showed that Windows can sometimes hold onto ghost inputs, leaving the control or shift modifier state virtually locked. A simple shutdown and restart clears these temporary system memory states and instantly resolves the input glitch in many cases. Next, we strongly recommend checking your keyboard for physically sticking switches. Dust or debris under the keycaps can cause the mechanical switches for your modifier keys to engage continuously without your knowledge. Thoroughly clean the area around your shift and control inputs to rule out hardware-level actuation faults. If the hardware is clear, you must navigate directly into the Content Manager application to inspect the key bindings. During our investigation, we found that overlapping shortcuts are a primary culprit for this issue. You need to manually rebind the keys to ensure no hidden duplicates are active. Open Content Manager, go to the Assetto Corsa section, and click on the System tab located at the bottom. Here, you will find the specific toggles for ABS and traction control settings. Verify that these are set to their default bindings, which are typically a combination involving the control key, and clear any conflicting secondary assignments. When standard rebinding fails, Tenebalta's technical team advises taking a more aggressive approach by resetting the core input files. Navigate to your Documents folder, open the Assetto Corsa directory, and locate the Configuration folder. Find the specific file named controls.ini and delete it entirely to force the game to generate a fresh, uncorrupted input profile. If deleting just the controls document does not restore proper functionality, the entire game configuration might be compromised. We tested this fix and confirmed that deleting both the Content Manager configuration and the overall Assetto Corsa configuration folders resolves deep-seated saving loops. Simply move these folders to your desktop as a backup and launch the game to rebuild them. A corrupted game installation can also misinterpret keyboard interrupts as telemetric data requests. Open your Steam library, right-click on Assetto Corsa, navigate to Properties, and select the option to verify the integrity of game files. This process forces Steam to cross-reference your local files with the master server and re-download any damaged control modules. While you are performing these diagnostic steps, the system might continue to randomly enable or disable your assists, especially during downshifts. Tenebalta discovered a highly effective temporary workaround by assigning dedicated numpad keys for the ABS and traction control manual overrides. This allows you to immediately correct the assist levels mid-race whenever the bug rears its head. Another frequent offender identified during our exhaustive testing is the Steam input translation layer. Sometimes Steam tries to forcefully map controller configurations onto your standard keyboard, creating phantom macro presses. Right-click the game in Steam, go to the Controller tab, and explicitly disable Steam input to ensure raw key pass-through. Background peripheral applications like Logitech G Hub, Razer Synapse, or Corsair ICUE often run hidden macro profiles that hook into gaming executables. Our diagnostics indicate that these programs can misinterpret rapid shift and control taps as macro triggers. We recommend temporarily closing all peripheral management software from the system tray to isolate the conflict. Windows accessibility features are notorious for hijacking modifier keys during fast-paced gaming sessions. Rapidly tapping Shift can activate sticky keys, which mathematically holds down the modifier and links it to subsequent keystrokes like your ABS adjustments. Navigate to the Windows settings, enter the accessibility menu, and completely disable both sticky keys and filter keys. High-frequency USB polling rates can occasionally overwhelm older game engines, leading to dropped or merged input signals. If your keyboard is set to a 1000 Hz or higher polling rate, lower it to 500 Hz using your device software. Additionally, try moving your keyboard to a different physical USB port directly on the motherboard to reset the driver allocation. For users running advanced sim racing hardware, outdated wheelbase firmware can broadcast erratic direct input signals that the game confuses with keyboard modifiers. Tenebalta's analysis shows that flashing your direct drive or belt-driven wheelbase to the latest manufacturer firmware can eliminate these phantom keystrokes. Ensure your pedals and shifters are also calibrated properly in their respective control panels. The Custom Shaders patch heavily modifies how Assetto Corsa handles both graphics and telemetry inputs. An outdated or glitched version of this patch can intercept keystrokes meant for standard gameplay. Open Content Manager, navigate to the Custom Shaders patch tab, and either update to the latest recommended version or reinstall your current build. Finally, verify that the game's intrinsic difficulty settings are not attempting to dynamically adjust your braking based on track conditions. Sometimes, automatic braking assists will kick in and reduce ABS under heavy braking zones naturally, which players mistake for a keyboard mapping error. Ensure all dynamic driving assists are set to factory manual control in the realism settings. By rigorously applying these specific system checks and file wipes, you will regain complete control over your vehicle's telemetry. Don't forget to follow Tenebalta for more.